All right, so we're back and we need to do a new topic. Last week we did, or for the last 2 weeks, we've been doing IK, right? First week we did object IK with handles, and last week we did foot IK for positioning your feet on ramps and stuff. Remind me about object IK with handles. How does that work? What are the sort of the best practices for making that to work right? What do you have to do? Or how does it work? Let's say you have a sword. It's a two-handed sword. How do we typically build that? I'll speak louder so the streamer can hear me. How do we typically build that in terms of IK? What do we need? We need at least one or maybe two handles. Right? We need a left handle and a right handle. And then we set the IK weight for position and rotation. And then we got our head effectors. Look at my awesome picture. Holding the thing. But doing that doesn't quite solve the pickup problem, right? So you've got this object sitting in space, you've IK'd your handles to it. The object's still in world coordinates. What do we have to do to kind of make sure that we're not just walking with our hands pointing at the object?
Pick it up. So on touch of it, put it in your hierarchy.
It needs to be in our hierarchy, right? So there's this position and weight aspect to using interactable objects. There's also this hierarchy. Add when you touch it. So then it moves with you. As long as this is in your hierarchy and you're IKing to these handles in your hierarchy, it's all going to be relative. We saw that. So you're holding this weapon, but so what? In our action adventure game, what else do we want to be able to do other than to hold and equip items well, so that our hands are in the right spots?
You don't have animation.
We need animation, so animating properly. If you have a two-handed sword, what kind of attack animation do you want to have? Probably something really exaggerated, right? Dragon's Life thing. What if it's a one-handed sword? It's like a fencing sword. So you're gonna add, Princess Bride sword to the game. What would that entail? Knowing what we know with animation, with character animation, what would that entail? What would that require? It would mean we have to add a state to our animator, right? To our FSM, our Mechanim FSM. And then what if we added a club, like a caveman club? You see what I'm saying? So, do you think this is probably a scalable solution?
No.
Probably not. Very not. So, luckily Unity has a solution for us. Otherwise, you can imagine this would grab. You probably saw it last year, so as you get complex character FSMs, it ends up being a spider web and lines going everywhere, and it becomes hard to debug. There's stuff called animal override controllers. Animal override controllers let us change the clip while keeping the structure, and that ends up being super useful because then your object can own or can tell the person who equipped it what you should look like when you use me. And that's, I think, sort of a more OO way to do things rather than have the player have to own all that information. Let the object do it. Then you can just download the asset and the animation with it. And that goes in an asset bundle or some other downloadable thing. So to prove that out, let's get an attack animation working. Jump back on to Mixamo. Let's get a few sword anims. There you go. So we need like a two-handed and a one-handed. What do you think looks good? I like that for one-handed. Or maybe this for one-handed. That's a little bit better. Slash. I'm gonna grab that without skin. And we want a nice two-handed thing.
There you go. Boom. Hi, smash. So grab that. Okay, so let's add these. Let's add a default attack animation as well. So if you don't have any sword equipped, what should your guy do? Want some kind of a what? If you hit the attack button? Some kind of little jab or face slap, or what do you want to do? Some boxing thing? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I'll add that too. Punching one. So sword and shield, punching one, great sword, change them all to humanoid. Great sword, that's two-handed sword attack. Our punching will be just called jab, and this one, call this one-handed sword. Alright, so to start, we're going to make an attack animation out of just our jab. This will be our generic attack state. So I'm going to call this attack state because I don't want it to be the jab state. I want it to be the attack state. That means attack with whatever means your character says to attack. If you're holding something different, it should attack appropriately. So even though I've got the jab anim clip in there by default, it doesn't matter. So I'm just renaming the state up there. And we're going to have a transition to the attack, which is going to be a trigger. The attack trigger. No, not an attack layer. I need a parameter called attack. And we're going to attack if attack is set. And there's going to be, has exit time or no? Yes, has exit time? Who says yes? Who says no? What does has exit time mean? That's right. So if I'm in my idle animation and I hit the attack button, if has exit time is true, I'm going to wait. So my idle is waited, and then it's going to evaluate the condition. Was the attack button pressed? Yes. Then it's going to play. It should be the other way. I think. Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you don't. If we want it to be responsive right away, we want to take it off, right? But going back, the condition for leaving is just going to be if we're done. We don't want to escape out of our attack animation. Sometimes you might. When might you want to escape out of your attack animation right away? Some kind of an override, if you want to dodge in the middle of it. Or maybe you're doing a combo, and while while the jab is playing, you've done some other input sequence, and so you want to transition in the middle to something else. So there's this whole other conversation about combo trees that we could have just in terms of understanding exit time and not exit time. That's for another day. So we're going to leave that on because we want the clip to finish, and then we're going to go back. And to test this, we're going to quickly wire this up to player movement. And we're going to say, if we have an animator, if input.get button down, What's our attack button gonna be? Do we have an attack by default? Do we have an attack by default?
Fire?
Go fire. All right. We should probably change that. I'm gonna leave it fire 1. How do we set a trigger? Set trigger attack. All right.
It's fire 1.
Is it fire 1? I thought that's what I typed.
Oh, right.
Sweet. Almost like I remembered. Almost. What's the problem here? Null reference. Oh, there you go. Sometimes Unity can't keep up with the speed of my typing. Testing this out real quick. Go back to our scene. We press our fire 1 button, which is what? Oh goodness. What's our fire 1 button? What else? I'm sure it maps to keyboard. If we go to project settings input, we can find out. Fire 1 maps to left control or mouse 0. So there's left control. That means our code's not getting run. Why is our code not getting run? Because we didn't go animator equals get component animator. So we don't have an animator reference. Let's do this again. The odds of this working, 100%. Whoa. That camera's really tight. What? He's playing the job. Right? Sweet. But so what? What if we had something different going on? What if we had in our game our club, right? So what we're saying right now is if we turn to face our club, and this was an auto pickup item, right? We go pick it up. Do you really want him to play the same animation? Club jab. Club Jabber 2017. Not the best. We want to play that club animation. So if we go to our animator, Paladin controller, and you left click on it to select it, and then you right click, you can go create animator override controller. Whoa, what's that? So I don't like using inheritance much, but this is a child class of animator controller. And it serves a good purpose here. It lets you specialize different clips on a controller and keep the same structure of the stage. Just override the clip. You can't override the transitions, you can't override the conditions, you can't override the times, just the clips. So your structure has to be the same. You can get sometimes different behavior if you override the clips that are really different lengths, but if everything's kind of the same length, it works nicely. So we're going to override. We'll call this club weapon controller. And this is going to be an override of Paladin. So we drag Paladin in there, and we see from the original we've got 2 clips, idle and jab. They're both set to none. If you don't override them, it's going to keep the parent version. If you do, it's going to let us use the new one. So which clips do we want to override? We only have 2 clips in our little FSM here. We only have 2 states in our character, but presumably, you know, in our little example, which one of these do we want to override?
The jab.
The jab. That's our attack. Why is it called jab? Because that's the name of the clip. Not great. Oh well. What are we going to call this? One-handed sword attack? Yeah. And save that.
Well, ink is a club, right?
Yeah.
So what if you have both? Because there's a difference. Because like we having a sword as well, like a hand sword. And then-
Oh, this is our two-handed one. Yeah, this should be our two-handed one, right? Yeah, let's do our two-handed. The two-handed sword. Boom. And so we'll press play. This is us with our regular controller. Did I get my club yet? There you go, I got my club. If I go to my animator, I've still got two states. So I've still got that attack. But if I go and I switch that controller out with that one, now when I attack, boom, I'm playing my two-handed animation. I've got the same structure, but the right controller lets me change the flip. So what we can do is have the animator keep a reference or own the asset, own the override controller asset, and when we do the pickup, when we're close enough, we can then tell the player your attack animation should override that. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be just the attack. If it was a really heavy, cumbersome weapon, you could have the walk animation override with something, you know, slow flying, or if you got the boost with the magic Icarus wings on it, your run animation could make you fly or do something else. You can do whatever you like, right? With your creativity, and that's the attack for doing that. Your challenge is this. We'll take a break till 4, when you come back. Programming challenge. Make a pickupable item that overrides the attack item. Automatic. Once you get that working, then you can start to think about, well, maybe the item should even override the pickup animation, right? Because the pickup animation might not just be legendary, you know, reach and go back. You might have a different, meaningful way to do that. But we'll start with the attack.